my favorite, like, Ralph Lauren polo one. This one's called Red Rush. That one's pretty good. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is called, 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. This one literally, like, I feel like a fucking millionaire every time I spray this. Like, as soon as I spray this on, I all of a sudden get this fucking confidence that I have no idea where the fuck it came from. And I walk in, and then and it's like, if I go out and I wear this, I guarantee you I'm getting pussy.
So recently MrGamingGuitarist mentioned in one of his live streams that he's using Dutasteride, and Dutasteride is basically used only or with another medication, Tamsuline Flomax, to treat beginning prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, enlargement of the prostate gland. Dutasteride is used to treat symptoms of BPH and may reduce the chance of developing acute urinary retention, sudden inability to urinate. So mainly it focuses on of course, the prostate gland, and with age and the increase of testosterone in the body, it can have some serious side effects. And this type of medication makes sure that the prostate doesn't enlarge just like a balloon and you don't have any complications like, for example, urinating. But of course they discovered if you mix this with things like minoxidil that promotes hair growth, and you add a little bit of vitamin D and biotin, then you can actually combat hair loss. So let's get into it. So MrGamingGuitarist mentioned that he's taking a supplement called, well, it's actually from Happy Head, and it's called Super Capsule. It's Dutasteride, minoxidil, and vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is the essential vitamin for any type of other vitamin intake and absorption by the body, and the basis is found within just natural sunlight, exposure to natural sunlight. Everything else just follows up. So this is the basic key component, that's why it's included in those super capsules by Happy Head. Now, the thing about it is, finasteride is 1.0 milligram, minoxidil is 1.25 milligram, and vitamin D3, it's 2000 IU. And what does that mean? It means that it's the perfect combination to combat hair loss, break down DHT, and increase hair density, hair growth, and thickness. With other words, it restores complete your hair that you lost through testosterone, DHT specifically, and any other type of thing that might have caused your hair loss or might have increased hair thinning. This capsule, this medication will help you combat it, and that's what MrGamingGuitarist is buying and using every day, the moment he wakes up until he goes to bed. But in any of those websites, or if you just Google it in general to search up the backstory, the side effects, the things you should know through trial and error, it is approved, it is FDA approved, it is safe to use for men. Right, there is also a female variation too, but mainly focuses on men. There is a severe side effect, and we're gonna listen what actually is the problem when you start using it, and even if you decide to get off of it, there are health issues, some serious concerns. And Rehab Room is gonna tell us all about it in this short fragment.
Guys, today I've got some bad news for those in the community who are trying to keep the Reaper at bay. Many of you use 5-pair inhibitors like finasteride and dutasteride. Potential side effects of these has been known for a while. But now there is a new study that's been brought to my attention. This was published on March 21. I mean, only 2 weeks ago. It basically shows that it not only decreases sperm quality and volume during the intake when you take it, but even after you get off it, you don't see a significant recovery. So it might lead to infertility by permanently reducing your sperm quality, according to this newest study coming from Korea. I mean, it was known before that reducing sperm quality was one of the potential sides. But it was said that getting off it brings it back, brings the quality back. So the game plan for people using it has been, okay, when we decide to have a baby, then I will get off it. I will stop taking it. But this new study shows that no significant recovery in men who use it for longer than 19 months. It permanently makes your sperm quality go M-top. That's tough in this case. If you have been using it longer than 19 months, it might be GG, man. So you gotta choose between, risking infertility or hair.
What medication exactly? I mean, for me, I'm taking what's called a super capsule, and it's a blend. It's a blend of Dutasteride, which is stronger than finasteride, and then it also has minoxidil and vitamin D in it. It's like all of them in one pill. So I just take that in the morning as soon as I wake up. Yeah, like I think this is a good place where you can really see it. Like if you're able to look at hang on. Like if you're able to take a look, hang on. Let's see here, display capture and down. Nope, that's not it. Where the fuck was it? Shit. There we go. Like if you look at this video before from like me and Mo, if you look here on the left, like I didn't even realize that how bad it was. Like you can see it right there, like right there at the top. And when you look at me now, it's like it's all been filled back in. Or hang on, maybe there's another one. Like there's probably like a video of me driving. Yeah, like maybe this one. Are they able to see me in here? No, not that one. I know that there's like a good example of it where you could really see it, but yeah, like even like this old one right here. Like this right here is where you can really see it. It's like you can see the front and the middle just right there.
I do think people remember that during the vid, during the whole shot period, that people needed to get shots, right? And there was also this backlash that it basically also had something to do with, permanent sterilization, or at least interfering with your fertility, right? For men specifically, women as well, but men specifically were targeted. And these things came afterwards, right? These things came after. Nobody knew about it. Otherwise, probably a lot of people wouldn't have gone along with it if that would have put it at risk, because it's irreversible. You cannot come back from it. Now, imagine that you had the vid and the shots doing that to a lot of men. And then you fast forward in a short period of time, and they know that male pattern baldness and alopecia and all these things, everybody will say, oh, it's 60% according to scientists determined by genes, by the genetics, right? And it most likely always comes from the mother side. So you got to look at your grandfather, your great grandfather, your father, everybody that stems from the mother side, right? These people that came forth out of it, their father and their grandfather and their great-grandfather. So the men on the line of your mother's side, if they suffer from male pattern baldness, if they suffer from hair thinning or receding hairline, if the Norwood Reaper came into their lives pretty early, you know that you're next. That's basically it, right? So this is basically not 100% solidly true. This is not something you can rely on completely just to use it as a scapegoat. I mean, of course, it plays a part, but it's not the biggest part. You can say it's a 50% thing. To me personally, I believe it's more between 30% and 50%, right? That's more reasonable, that's more realistic. But nobody talks about, or not enough at least, environmental triggers that changes the hormones, creates an hormonal imbalance and triggers this response, even also triggering your immune system, that therefore your immune system attacks healthy hair follicles and destroys them completely. That's why it's called male pattern baldness. That's why they refer to it as dead zones. That's why nothing grows back on those areas of your scalp. And there's no coincidence that everything we come in close contact with as men, right? Microplastic, for example, chemicals in the food, chemicals in the air, chemicals in the water, all these things contribute to hair loss in general. Male pattern baldness, receding hairline, thickening hair streaks, like they widen. All that stuff has to do with an environmental exposure, the internal and the external. And there are triggers, and that's something they do not talk about enough, right? People are not educated enough by it. But they have medicine. Big Pharma has medicine. So they're like betting on two goats or betting on two horses in a race. They want to get the benefit out of all of it. It's like creating a problem, creating the solution. But the solution again brings another problem, so you need another solution. And that's an unending cycle of severe problematics that are irreversible, that only will make you spiral into a depression. And I know what I'm talking about, but because I've been doing research for between 12 and 15 years now on this matter. And MrGamingGuitarist, well, he said he would never take things like finasteride, not the oral one at least, maybe only go for minoxidil, the topical. But eventually he did decide to go for Dutasteride, that's even worse and stronger than finasteride. And the side effects are severe, you know, you basically become infertile, or the chances that you can ever conceive, that you can bring forth a child with a partner, is gonna be practically zero. So you just sterilize yourself by taking those capsules, this medicine. That is the severe side effect of overexposure if it becomes part of your daily routine. And you do regain your hair, you do regain your look. You know, you can look smacks all you want, and then you're gonna be able to look the way you want to look and feel confident and feel good about it. But the side effect is there is not going to be any offspring. It's basically just masquerading. It's basically synthetic. It's like cosmetic surgery. You know, it's basically the same thing, but for men, but through medicine. And I think it's pretty sad. And I would never advise and never take something like that. Nothing as dangerous as that or as risky as that. I think the herbal medicine, the herbal remedies, like back in the days with amongst the Native Americans or with the Chinese or with the Japanese, they all had herbal remedies that would also have the same effect on the body and help with the breakdown of the DHT. It's just so sad to say, because I see MrGamingGuitarist as myself, but in another universe or a different variation of myself, just like Daniel Lord hiding in my room. And you know, JARON, you know, MrGamingGuitarist, he doesn't deserve that. Okay, you know, he said he doesn't want any children. He doesn't want that. He doesn't care about that. So in that regards, you can say, okay, fine. But how many people change their mind over time? Or when you find the right partner and you want it and it's not possible anymore, how are you gonna deal with that? You know. So I'm really concerned. I wanted to make the video as more as an informative video, not as a judgmental video, because I think that a lot of us are very unaware of the side effects of certain medication. And even if you get helping guidance, through a dermatologist, for example, or your doctor in general that advises you in what you can do, what your options are. If there is a side effect that is irreversible and has to do with fertility, no man and no woman should be exposed to it. Because what is the core essence of life? Procreation, new life.
It's funny though that you said that my hair is looking thick, because I go out and I wear this, I guarantee you I'm getting bare minimum 2 girls' phone numbers when I spray this on.